Good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's Team Lava online information session. My name is Sebastiaan Kamstra. My wife is Berg Kamstra. I'm a silver presidential with the Manatech business, and it's such a privilege to have you all on this call. We are so excited after the Super Regionals this weekend in Midrand and previous weekend in Cape Town. It was a lovely time together, and it was so inspirational, and we especially welcome the people on the call that's it's their first time on the information session. Tonight it's going to be a more or less an hour session. We can maybe go a little bit over time, but it's going to comprise of some testimonies on the products. I'm going to explain our core technology, the company, and the compensation plan, and then we've got a special guest who's going to tell his story on his business journey in this business. And yes, and then we're going to end off with a few events that's going to happen in the next month happening. So yes, let's get started. I'm going to play us a 4-minute video as an introduction, and then we get started with the testimony. So let's get the video playing.
What do you really want from life? What do you dream of? Maybe it's as simple as spending more time with family, healthy enough to enjoy life, having the income to retire comfortably. Or maybe you dream of being wealthy, traveling to exotic places, enjoying a true taste of luxury. Different people dream of different things. You may have just found the answer with Manatech.
Working, my 40, 50, 60-hour-a-week job was not providing me the freedom that I actually wanted. To take my family to go do things, not even real expensive. I mean, just having the time.
I never really enjoyed the corporate vibe. It's long hours, doing something you don't like every day. You're young, you want to be free.
I got into Manatech because we had no money. It was really simple. We needed something to change.
There's many good things in this world that were meant to be celebrated. Health is one of them. Finances is another one.
It's never been easier to break away from that typical 40-year career path and build something better. Break the cycle of trading time for money. Create a system that keeps working, even when you take a break. Self-employment is on the rise, and one of the hottest growth areas is network marketing. Here's what you need to know. It's not just hype. Anyone can join a network marketing opportunity. There's no education or experience needed. You can team up with absolutely anyone you meet, and product training is provided. Your schedule is whatever you want it to be. Start part-time and work toward full-time. It's easy to get started with just a minimal investment, and you're in direct control of your success. There's no ceiling on what you can make, but if you just want to earn some money on the side, you can. Bottom line, you're in control. Build your business and enjoy life on your terms. We're financially strong, growing, and publicly traded on NASDAQ. We have over 20 years of experience, but with the energy of a startup company. We're operating in 26 markets, with more to come, so you can build across borders. The infrastructure is ready and waiting. Our products feature proprietary technology and exclusive ingredients, so your business will be protected for decades to come. Manatech has helped hundreds of thousands of people improve their lives and achieve their dreams. For many, making a little side income has made a huge impact. How much more of your life could you enjoy with an extra $500 or $1,000 or more a month?
Just starting to share this with people, we started to make a little bit of extra income. That made a huge difference in our lives. Getting enough to make the car payment was a really big thing.
For some, Manatech has been the key to building true wealth. In fact, over 200 driven entrepreneurs have accumulated more than $1 million with Manatech. We want you to dream again and take that next step in life.
The product sells itself. Once they start taking the products and they see the changes, you take the product, you're going to see it. It works.
And I saw what the results did for him and his health. I thought this company is true to their word, and I wanted to be part of something that stood for integrity.
In the process of helping those people get better, you're making more money. So your finances is getting better.
but it is nothing like your traditional job at all. We set our own time, we have our own schedule, we don't have an alarm clock.
Decide to do what so many others have already done. Share these products and change the course of your life. With Manitech, every product purchase automatically donates to help nourish children around the world. We partner with the Mission 5 Million Foundation to provide naturally sourced nutrition to children who need it. So, you can automatically impact a global problem at the same time that you're changing your own life. That's powerful. You can start by just trying our products, or join as a Manitech associate and unlock your earning potential. With Manitech, you can find what you really want in life.
Good. I believe you found that informative. So let's get started with the testimonies from the people that experienced the benefits from this amazing technology. So first up, I'm going to ask Benny from Bloemfontein if you can please share your testimony, Benny.
Good evening. I'm Benny Botha from Bloemfontein. Firstly, I would like to thank my presidential directors, Berg and Linde, for the opportunity to share my testimony with you. Secondly, I would thank Manitech for the excellent products. My testimony is as follows. For a few years, I struggled to sleep in the evenings, sit in a sitting room till about 3 in the morning, as well as restless legs. In March this year, I started using the product Ambritos Advance for about approximately 7 days, and since then I've been sleeping peacefully as well as no problem with restless legs. I will advocate these products, and I will motivate people also to use these products. Thank you.
Great, Benny. Thank you very much. And next up, I'm going to ask Lapis Labuskaghni from Bloemfontein. If you can please share your testimony with us, Lapis.
Good evening, all. I am Lapis Labuskaghni from Bloemfontein. First, I want to thank Sebastiaan and Berg for the opportunity to speak on this platform tonight. And also, I want to thank my upline presidential director, Berg and Linde Fivers, for their mentorship and their guidance. The two products I want to firstly share with you is the Catalyst and the Nutriveris. One of my clients has been struggling with sinus his whole life, so bad that he needs to use sinal spray every now and then during the day. After 3 days of drinking Catalyst and Nutriveris in the morning and the evening, his sinuses cleared up within 24 hours. Since then, he had no problems with his sinus and do not need to use sinal spray anymore. The second product that I want to share with you is GI Pro Balance. My mother-in-law has been struggling with her digestive system for the past couple of years. Since using GI Pro Balance for a week once daily, her digestive system is back to how it should be. My trust and my clients' trust are 100% behind the products of Manitech. Thank you, Sebastiaan.
Great, thank you very much, Lapis. And next up, I'm going to ask David. David, if you can please share with us your testimony.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Sebastiaan, for the opportunity to share my product testimony this evening. And I just want to thank you, Hykie van der Berg and Werner and Ronel Henneke, for your guidance as my upline presidentials. So if I can start with a product testimony, I would go to one that's close to my heart since it's my dad. And what happened is from the beginning, he said he will support me in buying some products from me. And doesn't matter if it works or not, he'll support me in that. And what happened is I put him on the Core 5. And since the age of 32, he's 56 now, that's 24 years ago, he has been on cholesterol pills on a monthly basis. He's also had a problem with sour in his body for the last 10 years, and his blood pressure has been high for the last 6 years. So after about 6 weeks on the core 5, he started to realize that he's getting dizzy at some times, which means that his blood pressure is going too low. He decided then to stop using the blood pressure pills and also the cholesterol and the sour pills, since something is happening to his body. Another 2 months went past till he went to the doctor for blood tests, where the doctor then gave him the results that his cholesterol is now normal, his blood pressure is also normal. He still had the sour issue, but quickly realized that because of the diet that he went on, because he also went on to a strict diet at the same time to give my products the best chance of working. And we found that the apple vinegar was the reason for the sour. And he will be going back soon for more tests to see if that is sorted out. And yeah, that's just showing me that the products work and it entitles your body to heal itself. Thank you very much, Sebastiaan.
Fantastic, David. Thank you very much for your testimony. And next up, I'm going to ask Lee Pitts from Nelspruit, if you can please share with us your testimony.
Just thank you, Sebastiaan and Berg, for the opportunity to talk. Yeah, my history is a little bit strange. 2006. The years before that, for about 4 years before that, I've been doing a lot of international travel. The Christmas of 2005, myself and my wife had a really long holiday, came back refreshed. And in February, I woke up one morning and thought I had flu. Fast forward 6 weeks, and I was sitting in a meeting, and I excused myself, walked across the passage, and by the time I got to the toilet, I'd gone blind in my right eye. Needless to say, I immediately jumped on the wagon and phoned an ophthalmologist because I thought there was a problem with my eyes. On the Friday morning, the 14th of March, at 9:30, I went to see him. Long story short, by that evening, I was booked into hospital, and the following Tuesday, I went in for surgery. They found a 5.5 centimeter growth in my front left of my head and my brain. So yeah, so fast forward up a little bit, and 3 years ago now, I went for my yearly annual MRI scan, and when I came out, they told me that I had a blush. After about the age of sort of 12, 13, your brain doesn't grow anymore, and nothing should be happening in there except just normal function. So we kind of suspected what was coming. Every 6 months I was going for scans, and it was getting bigger and bigger. In January last year, 2018, I went for my scan, and the tumor was at 2.9 centimeters by 2 centimeters. So rapidly growing. Yeah, the doctor didn't want to do surgery. He said, let's do one more scan in May, which I agreed to. I immediately went onto the Manitech. I went onto the Ambritose, and I was taking it. Honestly, I was taking 3 doses a day. I went back in May, and the doctor looked at me and said he doesn't want to know what I'm doing, but don't ever stop, because he's never seen something like this just disappear on its own. So for 2 years now, this is my first year really out. Yeah, I'm clean again, and no surgeries were involved. Yeah, and that's my product testimony. Thank you.
Fantastic, Lee. Thank you very much for that. And lastly, I'm going to ask Hykie Berg, if you can please share with us your product testimony. Hykie.
Hello, Sebastiaan. It's such a privilege to be on the call. Thank you very much. I want to thank you and Berg for all the mentorship and your friendship. And it's just a wonderful journey that we've been on for the last 4 years or so. So I struggled with mental illness for quite a while, for many years of my life. And we all know that mental illness is very, very real, but we also know that there's a lot of misdiagnosis and a whole bunch of psychiatric abuse happening as well. And what actually happened was Werner, which is also my presidential director and a very close friend of mine, he approached me about 4 years ago, and it was about 3.5 years ago. And I've heard of Manatech, and he was the 5th person that approached me. And he came to me and he said to me, listen, try these products. It's going to be good for you. And I just laughed at him. I just thought, what a joke. I mean, really, the only thing I believed in were Schedule 6 and Schedule 5 chronic medications. And I've been on every single mood stabilizer and chronic pill that you can ever imagine. I used to joke because I used to walk around with something almost as big as a space case with all my medication. And I was quite sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I was fed up, and my life was really, really a battle. And there were times that I was so sick I couldn't even get up in the afternoons. I lived with people in Roodepoort while I was shooting productions in Johannesburg, and there were days that I slept until 4 or 5 in the afternoon. And Uncle Anton, he used to come back in the afternoons, and he just used to look at me and thought, oh, geez, what a disaster. And he also never understood it really. I mean, people that don't suffer from those things don't really understand what's going on. So Werner asked me to buy these products, and the only reason I bought it was because there was a 3-month money back guarantee on the products, and that kind of blew me away, because I've never come across a nutritional company that has that kind of money back guarantee. And I decided, I've got nothing to lose eventually. And I also bought it because he was my mate. And I thought, well, let me just support him, the poor bugger. And lo and behold, I started using the products. I went on the Core 5 or the Core 6, which was Ambritose AO Plus. It was Phytomatrix, Omega, and also the GI Prevalence. And I went on quite a bit of Ambritose. And the first 3 months, I could feel a difference in my energy, and I could feel a difference in my cognitive function, but nothing that seriously. But on my 5th month, and after the 3rd month, look, I didn't want to get my money back because I loved what these products were doing to me. But on my 5th month, I went to my psychiatrist and I said, listen, I believe that I can actually handle certain things that I couldn't handle before, and I would like to go off my medication. And she, obviously, you don't just go off your medication. I think that's what a lot of people in Manatech do, is they kind of want to give these products to people as a replacement for medication, and that's not the purpose of these products at all. Manatech doesn't cure or litigate or I mean, it's not a cure for any disease at all. It just allows your body for proper function. And if you do want to go off your medication, you have to go to your doctor and your psychiatrist, and you have to do it the correct and right way. And believe you me, they're going to be against you going off your medication. So it is quite a battle, and it is a risk. Because I don't believe that wellness or these products, it's one very crucial element that will help you with your health. But it's not everything. You've got to live a healthy, balanced lifestyle. You've got to get enough sleep. You've got to check your diet. You've got to do exercise. You've got to be involved in community and groups, and you've got to look at your spiritual side as well. But I started going off my meds slowly but surely, and it's been 4 years now. I've been off almost all my meds. I haven't been back to a doctor or psychiatrist in the last 4 years. It changed my life completely. And that's how I got into the business. I just started running around and started telling people, listen, you've got to get on these products. And as you send them to Werner, and eventually Werner said to me, well, listen, Hykie, why don't you just help these people get an online account and you get paid for it? And I said, well, why the hell didn't you tell me that like 6 months ago? And that's how I got into the business. And I will, well, never say never, but I will never, ever, ever leave these products, and I will never step away from Manatech for what they've done in my life. Their science, their ethics, their promises, their guarantees, the research, the development, all of that stuff is just, there's nothing in the world that comes to it. I just went to Manatech House this afternoon, and I got a whole box of products, and I'm so happy and excited when I get back home because I've got all my products, and we've got a whole cupboard full of products here, and I drink every single product except at the moment. Geraldine is lying here next to me. I think at the moment we don't have Manaclings, or could be one of those, but I drink all of the products. We drink all of the products, and it's just an absolute blessing and an honor to be part of this company. So thank you for everybody that has shared. Thank you, Sebastiaan. Thank you, Vince. It's on the call. Our Platinum Presidential. I want to thank all of you. I love you dearly. You're my friends, and but you're more than friends. You are family, and yeah, I'm just looking forward for the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years with this company. We're going to kill it, and we're going to crush it. Thank you very much. Bye.
Fantastic, Hykie. Thank you very much for your testimony. Hykie is a presidential director in the business, and with his partner Geraldine. Thank you for your contribution also to your group and to society and the leaders in your team. So with that, I'm going to carry on with the presentation. I'm going to explain a bit about glyconutrition and Ambatose as the core Manatech technology. So I just want to show you a picture here, the Ambatose product. There you see it. It's a tub of powder. It's also available in capsules. And there you also see the Manipol product. I'll come to that later, but that's the core technology. Manatech's got over 50 patents on the Ambatose products, international patents. And it comprises of these 8 essential, what they call sugars, but it's the family name sugars. There's more than 200 sugars in nature, of which only this 8 is essential for your health, because it enables your cells to communicate. That's the purpose of these 8 sugars on your cell surface. So we get ample of 2 of it, glucose and galactose, we get in our diet, but the rest is not supplied sufficiently into our diet anymore, and I'll explain that the reason for that just a bit later. But I just want to show you, here's a picture of the cell surface under electron microscope, and what they discovered is that there's little hairy structures on the cell surface. It actually looks like a Nika ball that was rolled on the carpet. And if you look at these structures closer, it looks like a little tree, or a tree turned upside down. So this structures is built up of these 8 micronutrients, or glycans. The scientific name is glycans. And this establishes cell-to-cell communication in the body. And cell-to-cell communication is important because cells need to communicate to each other, saying, nurse me, repair me, destroy me, protect me, regulate me, feed me, things like that. That's what cells need to communicate. So if our cell-to-cell communication is deficient, then our body's operating system is not working effectively. And the reason why these 8 essential sugars is not ample in our diet anymore is because of modern day farming practices, because of green harvesting. We know that they take fruit from the tree while it's still green, and they gas it to give it color in order for it to last longer, because less farmers have to produce more food for society, and that's the pressure on agriculture. So it's nothing wrong with what the farmers, it's just how it's panning out. So we need to understand that these micronutrients is not sufficient in our diet anymore. It used to be sufficient when we ate fruit from the tree, because these micronutrients develop in a fruit while it ripens on the vine, and as you take it from the tree and you eat it, then you get it in. But if it's taken from a tree and it lies for more than a day, those micronutrients also disappear because it's unstable. The moment it's exposed to air and to oxygen, it oxidizes. So that is why our normal diet doesn't have it anymore. Also because of food processing, the way we cook our food, overcooking, microwaves, things like that. And the result of this is that when our cell-to-cell communication is deficient, it causes the body's function to start working less effective. And for us, it started, our journey with Manatech as a family started with my wife, with her health. She had a severe health challenge, or autoimmune health challenge, for which she was on chronic medication. And we were desperate because the chronic medication was also affecting her digestive system negatively, and her liver and her kidneys. And she realized that she couldn't carry on with the chronic medication, and it wasn't really making her condition better. It was just subduing the symptoms of the muscle pains and joint pains and the spasms and the low energy that she had. So it wasn't solving the problem. So when our friend shared this amazing technology with us, he actually said, Sebastiaan, this is like mother's milk for adults. And we know that mother's milk is important for children because 5 of these essential sugars you find in mother's milk. And the baby has the ability to generate the other 3 from these 5 to manufacture them. But unfortunately, because of the depletion of our diet, of the depletion of these micronutrients in our diet, even mother's milk haven't got sufficient levels of these micronutrients anymore. So that's why it's also affecting the immunity or the immune system of our babies. So Manatech discovered this technology when they saw what happens on the cell surface. They went to look for these 8 micronutrients in nature. And what was interesting is that they found one of them in aloe gel. So the mannose component of that 8 is found specifically in aloe gel, and it is also unstable. And then they made an agreement with a farm in Costa Rica who cultivates these aloes for them exclusively, and from that aloe leaf they make this manopol. So manopol is a powder form of mannose, which is the most important of these 8 essential sugars that is in ambatose. So we're so privileged that we got the manopol available in South Africa from February this year. And I can tell you, if you can add manopol to ambatose, you're just boosting it to the next level. So we are so glad that we got manopol, and it's helping so many people with their health, because the moment you can add this to your diet again, and your body can start, cell-to-cell communication can be corrected over time, and it really takes time. It helps the body's functions to correct again, and your body's got the ability to then take care of itself. But it takes time. It's a build-up process, because the breakdown of our system happened over time. So we must realize that this is you need to get into a new discipline using these products. And for my wife Berg, it really within 3 months she started feeling the effects. She started getting better. She could use less medication. Within 6 months, she was almost off all her chronic medication. And this has been now for 12 years that she's been off a traditional medication on the Manatech products, and it's really benefiting her health. And we've seen it with so many of our friends and family that we shared it with and started using these products. And that's why we became part of the Manatech family, because I saw what it did for my wife. I said, we want to use it as a family. And I also saw the business opportunity, which I will share with you a bit later. Just to end off this part, I want to share with you here what's interesting is that how these essential sugars is combined to each other in your blood also determines your blood group. So you can now just imagine how important this is for your health if it determines your blood group. So that is then on the glyconutrition and the core technology of Manatech. Now, of course, Manatech's got much more products. They've got a sports range, they've got a facial range, they've got a general health range, which we refer to normally as the Core 6, with a lot of other products, over 50 different products that Manatech's got. I've just explained to you the ambatose as the core product, because we believe that you've got to add it with whatever you take from Manatech. That's got to be at least one of your products, because if you can get your body's operating system in line, then the rest will get in line as well. So now when we got started, I said to Berg, if I can just get enough referral income from the word of mouth system to subsidize our monthly use as a family, that would be great. Because my friend told me, if you're happy with these products and you're willing to share the message with other people, Manatech is willing to compensate you for that, because that's the only way that they market their products. They don't spend any other money on marketing or advertising. So because in traditional business, if you are the manufacturer, let's say you manufacture Coca-Cola, you've got to get a 2 liter of Coke to the consumer. And in that process, you've got to spend a lot of money on advertising and wholesale retail. And with Manatech being a research and development company, being the manufacturer of this amazing technology, they just want to get it in the hands of the consumer through the testimonies of people. And with that, they freed up 43% of their revenue to make available for commissions and compensation for the word of mouth system, which we call network marketing. And once I've realized the power of this business model, as I said, I just want to get started to get enough referral income that our household products are subsidized. And we did that within 6 months. So I saw the power of this, and I said to Brad, but how about if we carry on with this? How about if I just keep on doing what I was doing till now and just keep on growing our business? And what's so amazing is within 10 years, it has freed us from our traditional business income, which I'm a property valuer. I've been in property for 30 years. My wife, Brad, is an interior decorator. She's been in that industry for 30 years. And one of my main concerns was what would happen to my family if I should fall away and my income from my property valuation business would stop. So immediately, as I saw our Manatech business grow, I realized that every day that I have that I can build this business and create a passive income and create a platform that my wife and my children can understand to carry on developing after I'm not there, then at least this income can keep on coming in. And within 10 years, we've replaced our traditional business income, which I got so excited about. It's just so powerful. So, but with that, I also wanted to make sure that I partner with a company that I can trust and that I'm proud of. And I can just tell you, Manatech is an amazing company. Manatech has just been appointed as the #2 network marketing company in the world. This industry is regulated by the Direct Selling Association, which is based in America, where there's over 5,000 companies registered. And Manatech has been appointed the #2 company, and the #1 company is not in South Africa, so they are actually the #1 company in South Africa. And we're so proud of them, and we can just see Manatech rising to the top spot within the next few years, because this amazing technology really changes people's lives. Their compensation plan is an example compensation plan in the industry. And they've been in business for 25 years. They're a research and development company, as I said. They've got amazing laboratories at their office in Dallas, Texas. We visited them. It's so amazing to see the quality of their facilities and the research that they do. The University of Dallas sent their students to Manatech's laboratory to do research there. And what's also so, what I also appreciate about Manatech is that they are listed with the New York Stock Exchange, the NASDAQ, where the technology companies are listed, which is an international stock exchange. Companies like Virgin Active, Apple, Dell, Microsoft, those companies are listed with the NASDAQ. And to be listed on the NASDAQ since 1999 also give me a lot of peace of mind, because it is one of the most difficult stock exchanges to be listed on. They get scrutinized often, and it just tells me that we are partnering with an amazing company. We're so privileged to be representing them in the field. They also operate in 26 countries. They've got a seamless downline system, which means if you know someone in any of the countries that Manatech do business in, and you can link them with a company through creating an account number, help them to do their product order, they pay for it themselves, Manatech delivered to them, then that turnover that was created by your involvement become part of your online shop. So that is powerful. Also, in this industry, having disruptive technology is really a benefit, but it also attracts a lot of attention. So Manatech, because they do their own research, they can patent their products. They've got over 130 patents, of which, if I have it correctly, about 98 of these patents are active patents. So disruptive technology means that attracting attention from your peers, and because of that, also Manatech was sued in 2008 by the pharmaceutical industry in America, because people in public on a stage testified how these products benefited them, and they named the diseases and they said they were healed, and then the pharmaceutical industry said, but because Manatech is a nutritional company and not a pharmaceutical company, they said you're not allowed to do that. The ability to name a disease and say it heals you belong to the pharmaceutical industry because it's highly regulated, and because of that, the law case, Manatech won the law case, but it was determined that if anybody testifies about the Manatech products, they are not allowed to say the name of a disease or say that it heal or cure or mitigate any disease. So that's why if you hear the testimonies, people share it without saying the disease name, and they must also do it compliant. But it's because we have the disruptive technology. We are being scrutinized by the pharmaceutical industry, which is fine. That's why we have our products are made on a pharmaceutical standard, and we are so privileged to be representing this company. That's why NSF certification for our products means that you can trust what's on the label is in the container, and it's also standardized, which you don't find in the health and wellness industry. It's not regulated. The health and wellness industry is not regulated, and the people get away with murder. They put together a recipe. They say this is the next best fat loss product. They get some products from China and some from India, put it together, have a fantastic campaign, and the people buy it. But you cannot even trust that the product does what they say it does, because it's not a regulated industry. So we need to understand that's where Manatech fits in. But Manatech has stood the test of time. They've defended their patents, and they are the company that's going to stay standing when the health and wellness industry is becoming scrutinized for the quality of their products. And that's why we want to be the number one in that industry, or we are becoming the number one in that industry. Now, the last part of Manatech, which is really close to our heart, is the Mission 5 Million program. It's a donation through consumption model, which is very powerful. And what it means is just the fact that me and my family is using products on a monthly basis. Manatech is donating products to a child, a malnourished child somewhere in the world, because of my consumption. And we've just heard this weekend that Manatech is already supplying Manatech products, and they've got a special formulation of phytoblend powder that they supply to these soup kitchens or these care centers, which is added to the salad or the soup or the porridge, and it really makes a huge difference in these children's lives. And they're already supplying their phytoblend powder to 26,000 children in South Africa. And we're so happy to say that Team Lava has also been awarded 5 projects during the last 3 months, where we are, as a team, directly involved with helping 400 children that is malnourished and now benefiting from this technology. So we are so excited about that. And our Manatech's goal is to eventually help 5 million children all over the world with this technology. So if you can help someone who's already using products that they buy from the pharmacy, which is synthetic supplementation, which is most probably made from derivatives of coal tar and other byproducts, which is not good for your health. If you already investing in that, and you can help them understand the benefit of our technology, with that, they are is also partaking in this Vision 5 Million program, which is very exciting. So next up, I just want to share with you the business plan. But before the business plan, I want to give you a bit of background on and explain the cash flow quadrant as it's explained in Robert Kiyosaki's book, cash flow quadrant. So that's a very good book to read. If you can get your hands on it, read it. It's powerful. But in his book, he basically says that, or explains that, once you finish school or finish your education, you start participating in the economy of the world, and you can basically divide all the people that participates in the world economy into 4 categories. The one is employee, having a job. The other one is self-employed, owning a job. And then business owners owning a business system, and investors, they own investments. And what's interesting is that between 90 and 95% of the population fall within the employee and the self-employed quadrant, and 5 to 10% of the population fall within the business owner and investor quadrant. And then what's further is interesting is that the 90 to 95 people, that's employees and self-employed, wrestle over over 5 to 10% of the world's wealth, where the business owners and investors play with 90% of the world's wealth. So saying that, why we mention it is that we need to understand that the majority of people because they are employees and self-employed, does not understand the business system that we are explaining in network marketing, which is a system-driven business. And that's fine. I mean, I was also an employee, and starting as a valuer, having a job, then having my own business, being self-employed. I came from that quadrant, but I realized the limitations of those 2 quadrants, especially if something would happen to you. If you get ill or go on holiday, your income stops, and that concerned me. So our recommendation is that if you presently an employee or self-employed, use that platform to start on a part-time basis, investing in a system-driven business like Manatech, like in network marketing, where you can do it part-time with a low capital investment, basically no risk, and start building an extra income. My friend, when we got started, said, "Listen, Sebastiaan, when is a good time to put on a seatbelt? Is it before the accident or after the accident?" And obviously, it is before the accident. So he told me and explained to me, while you are an employee or self-employed, put on your seatbelt. Start generating an extra income, because if something happens to your job or to your business, then there's another income stream that can help to help you to carry on, help you to buy time and supply for your basic needs. And that's what happened. I mean, in the 10 years that we've built this business, we've seen the ups and the downs in the economy, and we were so glad that we started working on our Manatech business, creating a passive income, which we now can start utilizing in the investor quadrant, start utilizing it for property investment and what other investments are available. So it just empowers you to become part of the other side of the quadrant where the wealthy people operate, and it's such a privilege. So next up, I just want to share with you this amazing book by Paul Van Pulver, The Perfect Storm of Opportunity. And in this book, he explains that there's 2 storms brewing in the economy, and the one is the health and wellness storm, and the other one is the network marketing storm of opportunity. And he's basically saying that this is the 2 industries who's going to produce the most millionaires in the 21st century, because the need for health and wellness is growing, and the need for creating passive income through network marketing is growing, because it's a business that's driven on the internet, and you can do it from anywhere. And as I said, you do it part-time, and it's low startup and basically no risk. So, and with that, I've also added social entrepreneurship, which is the Mission 5 Million program from Manatech, which just add another trend. Social entrepreneurship is another trend in the workplace or in industry that is becoming more and more popular, where a company addresses the social need of society. And there you see Manatech is positioned basically in the center of those three major trends, which is very powerful. If you want to invest your resources, your time and your money in creating an extra stream of income, in creating a business, it's best if you do it in a growing, in a trend that's growing. So go look into that book by Pauls and Pulser, powerful information. But just to show you that Manatech is positioned perfectly for business in the 21st century. And it's also explained, network marketing is also explained by Robert Kiyosaki in his book, Business of the 21st Century. So have a look at those. With that, I just want to share with you the compensation plan. I'm going to keep it as simple as possible, but I want to invite you to make screenshots of this to help you to remind you of what was shared. We're also going to place this recording on YouTube for you to watch afterwards. But I want to share it in a way that you can basically understand how to get started. And with that, as you hear this information, you've got two options. You can start as a customer, which to get your customer account number, you get it from the person that you've referred you to this call, that introduced you to Manatech, because that's the only way you can be introduced to Manatech is by word of mouth. So although we are 25 years in business and over 10 years in South Africa, if you haven't heard of Manatech, it's because nobody shared it with you. So you can get started as a customer, get your account number. You've got 10% loyalties that you can generate on your automatic order. So make sure you have an automatic order running, and that's a great way to get used to the products. But we've get a lot of people who says, but I also want to generate an extra stream of income. I want to become a representative of this company. I love their products. I love what they stand for. I love what they do. So then your choice is becoming an associate. Your investment is 600 Rand per annum, 50 Rand per month. It's just over a cup of coffee a month, which is actually ridiculous. And once off 150 Rand for your file and delivery. And as an associate, your order on your associate number, you can accumulate 10% loyalty points for the first 3 months. Then it goes up to 15% for the next 3, and to 20% from the 7th month, which is a great benefit, using those loyalty points for extra products that you can try out. So let's have a look at getting started. First, we want you to understand how your personal shop works, how you start with your online shop. Because if you understand your online shop, duplicating or franchising it on the internet is very powerful, and I'll explain that in the next slide. So see that as what we call your personal point volume or your personal circle. That you in the middle is your associate number or your associate order, which is part of your total circle. So there's 3 incomes that you can generate from your online shop when you get started. The first is the loyalty points that I on the previous slide that start at 10 and go to 20. That's on your automatic order on your associate number. Then you also introduce customers to your shop, which increase the turnover of your shop. And as the turnover of your shop increase, that's where you get your power seller bonus, which start at 5% going to 15% as the turnover of your shop grows. So, and you'll see on the next slide how that works. The third income is what we call the AQ personal income of 750 Rand per month. And that it kicks in the moment you have 5 customers on an auto order of 100 points or more. Now, 100-point auto order, we work in points because it's like an exchange rate. Manatech does business in 26 countries, so the point basis is an exchange rate. 100 points is more or less 1,500 Rand order, and in some cases, depending on what you order, it can even include delivery. So make a screenshot of this. If you don't understand it tonight, it's fine. Ask the person that invited you to explain it again, but just to get a picture of how to get started. 3 incomes that you can generate from your own shop, and then we go to the next step. There you see, if I do a calculation on those 3 incomes, your AQ personal with your power seller. When you basically have 5 customers on a 100-point auto order, and then you qualify for your AQ personal bonus, but your power seller bonus is then on 7.5% because you're over 500 points, which is more or less 250 Rand. Adding that together is 1,000 Rand. So just by having 5 customers on a 100-point auto order, already you can earn 1,000 Rand in your personal circle. But that's not where you stop. Your goal is to grow it to 10,000 points. Your total PPV, your total personal circle, grow to 10,000 points, grow to 1,000 points, grow to 2,000 points, so that you can get to the 15% power seller bonus. So how do you go from here? As you learn how to, okay, so I'm just going to put it there, make a screenshot of that you can have it for reference. The next slide, just want to take a sip of water. The next slide is, now once you understand how to run your own shop, you understand the dynamics and the income from your own shop, now you can franchise on the internet. And franchising on the internet is so powerful because you don't have, you are actually becoming a franchisor by creating your own franchising on the internet through the business model that Manitex supplies. So as you learn to run your shop, you now get people that says, I want to do what you do. I want to generate some income to subsidize my products. I maybe want to build a big stream of extra income. And there you see associate 1, associate 2, and their first goal would be to get a personal point volume of 500 points. Now again, make a screenshot of this. Once you and 2 of your associates that you've introduced to the system, so it means you are the enroller of associate 1 and 2, then your total shop, which we call your downline point volume or your DPV, grow to 1,500 points, and which means you now qualify on the leadership level of director, which gives you a leadership bonus of approximately between 750 and 1,500. It's about, let's say, 1,000 Rand, and which basically means if you add that together, your AQ personal, your power seller, and you also qualify for your team 2 bonus, which is 1,000 Rand, bring you on an income of 3,000 Rand, which is it's a great way to get started, and you can just think how you can invest in your products with an extra 3,000 Rand a month. So the next step would be to grow your business to a team 4. And there you see the picture, make a screenshot. You get your, once you have a personal circle of 500 points, and you have 2 associates with each a personal circle of 500 points and another 2, so 3 and 4, you also qualify for your team 4 bonus. And if you do this within your first full month of the registration, so let's say you enroll now in August, and you do it within the rest of August and September, you get you double on that team 2 and team 4. So that 1,000 becomes 2,000, and that 1,500, sorry, become 3,000. So that is what we call a fast start bonus. I don't want to ponder on that. Again, the person that invited you can explain it again. But if you do it fast, you also get an additional bonus, but that's a once-off. So then the double up on the team 2 and team 4 is a once-off. After your first month that you complete that, and then you just carry on with your team 2 and team 4 on a monthly basis. So with that, you grow your business to a leadership income of silver director, which gives you a leadership income of 1,500 Rand plus minus, and a total income for you and the growing of your total business through online franchising to 5,000 Rand. There you see the figure, and you can go through that later just on your screenshot just to explain it. But I just want to basically stop with a business plan there. From there it grow. If you duplicate this picture and you grow it to more volume, then the following leadership income come into play. And there you see the first one that we mentioned, director, that income with a downline point volume of 1,500. If you basically help 4 people to grow to the level of director, those 4, associate 1 to 4 that you introduce to the system, if you help them to grow to the level of director, you grow your business to the level of executive. And then you can add this income to that base income of 3,000 Rand from the previous slide that you get from your personal circle and your team 2 and team 4. You can add that, and it means you at executive director you can earn anything from 6 to 8,000, even maybe 10,000 Rand a month, and helping 3 to 4 people going to the level of executive, you grow to gold executive, making your leadership income 15 to 20,000 with that base income of 3,000, and then you see the rest of the levels. I don't want to go through the detail, but that's a platinum presidential director at 200,000 Rand a month. That's not where it stops. There's more leadership levels after that. I tell you today that there's no limit to the income that you can earn through this business model. It is so powerful. So my question to you is if there's no limit to your income and the system doesn't place any limit on you, what can you achieve? Starting part-time. I get so excited about the fact that in today's times we can start with something from our home on the internet, working together as a team. You see the team on this webinar tonight, in the comfort of your home, and growing an extra stream of income which can replace your full-time income. That is so powerful. So with that, I'm going to ask our Platinum Presidential from Vintzent and Jolandi van der Linde. They are 36 years old, a really example to us. They are so inspirational. They are our mentors, our cheerleaders, and we just love them to bits. And Vince is available tonight to share with us his journey on this Manatech platform. So I want to give over to you, Vince, if you can share with us your Manatech journey. Thank you, Vince.
Hello, Sebastiaan. Thank you so much for that. And wow, I'm so excited listening to you share the opportunity. Again, obviously, I've seen this opportunity being shared hundreds of times in the last 13 years, but I get excited all over again when I see you sharing it on this platform here. So welcome to everybody on this platform. It's so exciting for me to be sharing with you. Sebastiaan has just asked me to share a little bit about our story, why we got started. So I'm just going to take a few minutes to share quickly why I am doing this business, and why and how I found my purpose in this business, and you know, basically just why I get up every morning and do this thing, and I don't have to. I mean, Linde and I started 13 years ago. We've been doing this opportunity for 13 years, and for the past 10 of those 13 years, we've been financially free, and so I don't have to get up in the morning and do it, but we do because you know, I found a whole lot of my purpose in this through this business, you know, and so let me just quickly share with you. When I got started 13 years ago, I was 23 years old, Linde and I both, and at the time we were just working in a job, both of us, and just getting by in Cape Town. We had a job, both of us. Actually, we were selling artwork in a gallery in the waterfront. Right at the point where you board the ferry to go to Robben Island was a little gallery, and we would sell artwork over there. I think we were earning 6,000 Rand a month each. Linde was pregnant with Michael, our eldest son, and so I remember covering for her, and she could go sleep in the car or go and take a nap somewhere while you know, while we were working over there. And that's where we started. We managed to buy a little house in Gordons Bay as well, and at part-time at nights I would make beehives, because I was a part-time beekeeper as well. My grandfather was a very successful beekeeper, and so I thought I could follow in his footsteps. Linde used to create or make jewelry. She loves doing that as well, so she used to make the jewelry, and then on Saturday mornings we would sell it at market, you know, the honey and the honeycomb and jewelry and so on. We had a little stall, and I see a bunch of other young people doing that today as well, and I admire them for doing that. We started there. And so everybody has to start somewhere, and that's where we started. And around that time, this company came along our path through a charity that we were busy with. We wanted to, even though we were not earning so much money, we still wanted to give away what we could on a Saturday morning to a nearby charity that we started as a family, and what we could give away at that time was our time. So on Saturday mornings, we would play with these kids and play soccer with them and play games with them and have conversations with them, and they really appreciated our time. I think sometimes in charity programs, people just try and throw money at the problems, but oftentimes if you could just give some of your time, it goes a whole lot further than just throwing money at the problem. So we would do that. We would spend some time with these kids, and as the months progressed, we saw that there was a big need for nutrition. A lot of these kids were not eating properly. Sometimes they only had a slice of white bread for the whole day. That was their main meal, and it broke our hearts really to see this. So we started bringing some food along on Saturday mornings and so on, just oranges or whatever we could. And this progressed, and then a friend of ours from America came over, and to cut a long story short, really, when we showed everybody, when everybody that came to visit us, our friends and so on, we showed them what we were doing in the village, and they loved it. They wanted to contribute how they could. And this guy got very excited, and he said, "You have to get in touch with this company that I've been using their products for the last few months, and this and that, and it's all fantastic, And he's American, so Yolandi and I have come to love him and everybody that has supported us in this business. But I have to be honest with you, I was very skeptical when I got started, especially that it's an American. Americans say everything's fantastic, and I said, okay, well, I'd love to see it myself, see it to believe it, So call me very skeptical, sort of conservative South African perhaps, but I wanted to check it out. And I did, and it took me a few weeks to really check this thing out. And when I did, I was really excited about what I saw in this industry. And Yolandi and I, we got these, well, as a whole family, my parents and Yolandi and I got these products and started giving it to these kids. And we gave it to about 70 of these children, and every single one of the 70 started having life-changing experiences in wellness. Their appetite started increasing. Their energy levels started increasing. Even the school was phoning us, the primary school, and saying, "What are you giving these kids?" And when you see that, when I saw that, if it was just a few kids, maybe 3 or 4, I would be, wow, this is a nice product. But if every single one of the children have an absolute turnaround in their wellness, and you can see marked differences on every level in their energy and their skin and their behavior, their mood, and their just everything. You can see how they're getting their wellness back, get that sparkle back in their eye and so on. It was incredible to see. Then after that, I decided, well, this product is amazing, and we need to be using this product every single day of our lives. And we have. For the last 13 and a half years, as a family, we've been using these products, and it's just been absolutely incredible. And we have our own testimonies on how great this product is. But I'm not going to share with you that. I just wanted you to know that this product is not just another supplement. It's not just another thing you buy off the shelf. This product, this technology changes people's lives. I'm telling you, if you just just swallow the stuff and use it, you will develop your own story. And it's incredible how you can help people with wellness. So after that, we started sharing with some friends and family, close friends and people that really needed a wellness revolution, a wellness change in their lives. And they did. They received these products, and they said to me, "Vintzent, if it only helps me 10 or 20% of what you're saying it can help, then I'm in," because a lot of these people were told how they're going to die and that there's no hope for them. And they used the product, and they had most of these people had incredible life-changing recoveries, wellness transformations in their life. And I was startled or impressed, to say the least. I was really felt that this was something that the whole world should know about. I couldn't understand why everybody doesn't know about it yet. And then I found out there's a business opportunity to this as well. And as Sebastiaan has so eloquently explained, there's a wonderful opportunity for everybody here to make part-time income. And in the beginning, I wasn't so interested in the business, to be honest. Like I said, I was very skeptical. I wasted a lot of time. Let's just summarize it like that and say I wasted a lot of time checking things out, being over analytical. But when we started focusing on sharing this with as many people as we could, in our first month, we made more than 4,000 Rand. And I thought they made a mistake. I mean, I didn't expect to make any money with this kind of business. I didn't even know there was a real business behind it. We were just sharing the products because they were so good. But after finding out that, yes, you can actually make an incredible part-time income from this work, because we were carry on working in our job. We just did this thing part-time and started building. And so over the next few months, we made more and found out that the more people we help around us to not only get their wellness back, but also to get their finances in order to get an extra stream of income, to start building passive income, the more we could improve our own quality of life. You know, there's a wonderful saying that goes, if you want greatness in the world, learn how to serve many, right? And which I think is incredible. So anyway, we then went ahead and carried on sharing with more and more people. And it took us 3 years to be able to quit our jobs, to go financially free. And I don't know what that means to you tonight, wherever you are, but for us, it meant more than 50,000 Rand a month. When we were earning more than 50,000 Rand a month on a passive income basis, every single month coming in, that was enough for us to both quit our jobs. And I want to really just mention that passive income thing, because that leads me to a big why for me. Remember, I said I found my why through this opportunity. And one of my big whys is to see people go free, to bring dads home and moms home, because I think people don't spend enough time with the people they love. Most of the Western world today, and I've traveled to many different countries, most of the Western world today spend more time away from the people they love than with the people they love. And I think that's wrong. And one of the biggest whys that we have is to bring dads home and to bring moms home, to spend more time with the people that they really want to be spending time with. You know, in South Africa, 96% of people can't retire when they're 65. In South Africa, I was looking at statistics. If you haven't saved 17 times your annual salary by the age of 60, you can't retire. And I don't know how many people have even saved R1 million. You know, so there's a big problem there. And so there's a massive need for passive income. So I want to say that passive income is the name of the game. It's the key word here, or the key phrase, passive income. Passive income is the money that keeps on coming in passively while you're paying attention or not. Whether you're paying attention or not, the money is coming in. So it's coming in while you're traveling, eating, sleeping, having fun, doing the things you want to do, spending time with your family, whatever. The money comes in whether you're working or not. That's passive income. I like to say it's money that comes in for work I did 6 months ago or more. Okay, so to just put that in plain terms, people ask me, Vintzent, how much have you made in Manatech your first month? And after thinking about it, I say to them, well, the truth is I'm still earning on my first month. Now, I really want you to get this concept. I'm still earning money on my first month, which means people I introduced to this opportunity, to this product 13 years ago, a lot of them are still ordering to this day, which means I am still earning income for work I did 13 years ago. That's incredible. That's passive income for you. And passive income creates freedom. So the last thing I want to mention is that we've had an incredible opportunity to travel with this company. We're on our way to Sicily again in the next few months, in October, actually, with a bunch of people. And we're very excited. If you love travel, this is the perfect company for you. Over the last 13 years, we've traveled on average about 3 or 4 times a year. Not everybody loves adventure, and that's okay. You don't have to. Nobody's forcing you to go on adventures. But if you do love adventure and travel and so on, well, we've traveled to many different exotic destinations, places like the US. We've been to Indonesia. We've taken our 3 kids to Mauritius 3 times. We've been to some incredible places. Been to Australia. Been to some incredible destinations in the world. In fact, we've been around the world twice. The first around the world trip we did was in 2016. In 33 days, we took our 3 children with us, and that was too fast. We decided when we reached Platinum Presidential, we would take our 3 children and take time in going around the world a second time, and that's what we did. So the beginning of 2018, and I don't know how many of you would resonate with this, but if you do, I'm telling you, you can do this. You can do this over the next few years. Don't underestimate what can be done over a few short years. In the beginning of 2018, we started in Amsterdam on the 1st of January, actually the 31st of December. On New Year's, we spent New Year's in Europe, and it was cold, but it was amazing. And we started in Amsterdam, and we traveled west. And for 9 months, we traveled around the world. Our first place, we lived in Hawaii, in Maui, the island of Maui, for a month. We then traveled on to the Philippines, lived in the Philippines for almost a month. We then lived in Cambodia for 2 weeks, and then Bali, Indonesia for a month. We went on to Thailand, and the Maldives for 10 days, went on to Turkey for a month and Georgia, and then lived in Europe for 3 months at the end, which was incredible. Lived in the south of France, walked through the lavender fields in July, lived in Tuscany for 3 weeks, and went on to live in, we lived in the Netherlands for a while, and lived, in some of those European countries. It was absolutely amazing. And so we were able to live to the end of our visa in a lot of these countries. And so I want to end off by saying that if we could do this, remember 13 years ago, we were just selling artwork in a gallery in the waterfront. And we were able to put together a business part-time that's able to give us this life where we can travel around the world and spend as many hours as we want with the people that we love. If we can do this thing, you can do this thing. I want to say thank you very much, Sebastiaan, for allowing me to speak on this platform. And to all of you on this call, have an incredible evening. Good night.
Thank you very much for that, Vince. As I said, Vintzent, Platinum Presidential, and also part of the $1 Million Club from Manatech. It's so great to have you on the call. Vince is at the moment in KwaZulu-Natal, busy building, extending and growing their business there. So thank you for making time, Vince. Okay, so just to finish off this call, I want to share the last part. Vince explained this. We're going to Sicily. Manatech have a yearly incentive which really inspires people to build this business. So if you love traveling, this company will, you can travel with this company, all expenses paid. We've seen wonderful places through this company. But what I also want to mention, it's very important that you know why you build this business. Because you do it voluntarily, you're going to go through struggles, you're going to be challenged. Make sure that you have a strong reason for building this business. Otherwise, the struggles, the difficult times in this business will just blow you out. So get a solid why, and anything is possible through this business. So lastly, I just want to mention we've got a very, very powerful personal development system, a CD and book system that we call Tom's Tool of the Month, which we inspire you and encourage you to read a book a month, listen to these CDs, teachings from presidentials that will help you grow as a person, and with that help you grow your business. Because we know if we grow as a person, we are able to handle growth in business, which is very important. There you see a copy of the super regional tickets, which we just had the past weekend and the weekend there before. And with that, I just want to show you, we also have a national grid of meetings in the country. If you go to 3pointplan.net, make a screenshot of this, go to 3pointplan.net, go to events calendar, register on the webinar. On Monday evenings, we've got a webinar, register on webinar, but you can also see the meetings grid happening nationally. Ask the person that invited you to explain that to you, but that allows you to leverage from the system that's already been created, and invite your people there, follow up with them, and get them started in this business. And lastly, make a screenshot of this. This is upcoming events. We've got offline events, which is events where we get together, which is very, this is online events, sorry. Where we do it online like we do it now, which you can do in the comfort of your home. Our next online information session will be the 3rd of September. And then Vintzent, that you heard tonight, every Sunday evening from 9 to 9:30, he's got a welcome call. Make sure you plug in there with your new people, because that is where your new people will get acquainted with how to get started. And every Monday evening, we've got the Platinum Teaching webinar. As we said, go to 3pointplan.net, register on webinar, you get your reminder and your link, and you go to the GoToWebinar platform, which is also an app that you can load on your phone. Make a screenshot of this. Our offline events where we get together, some of these events, I'll personally be there. Bloemfontein information session, again, the 12th of September, Nelspruit information, also the 12th of September at the Psycad Lodge. Nelspruit Super Saturday, the 12th of October from 9 to 13 to 1. Bedford View information session at Manatech House, the 5th of September. Gauteng monthly training, make a note of that. we get together as a group for monthly training the 7th of September at Manatech House, and then the West Rand information session is at the Protea Hotel Roodepoort the 4th of September. So make a screenshot of this. And lastly, the rest of the offline events: Bloemfontein monthly training, 14th of September, Pretoria Centurion, our next information session that's hosted by Team Lava, that's our team, is on the 17th of September. And then our last quarterly super regionals will be in November with Dr. Nugent coming, and we're so excited about that. The first one is in Cape Town, the 9th of November, and then the other one is the 16th of November. So that's where we're ending this call. I know we went a bit over time, but it's because we just packed it with more information. I really believe that you enjoyed it and found it informative. So well done for being on the call. Go back to the person that invited you. Have a great evening. God bless.